What's going on, guys? Queen City Bullies Aaron checking in. We back with another video. And today, man, y'all see by the title of the video, today we're going to be talking about why I spent $10,000 on a puppy, man. That's right. So, I know y'all probably wondering, like, what the fuck? Is he serious? Did he really drop 10 bands on a dog? Yes, sir, I did. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, anytime you spend money like that on a dog, or really when you buying these dogs, period, you're making investment. This in particular was a huge investment. This was probably, well, most definitely, I ain't even gonna cap, most definitely the most that I ever spent on a dog. If you're wondering which dog I'm talking about, guys, I'm talking about Believe. But before we go any further into the video, guys, if y'all see the hat I got on, this Queen City Bullies trucker hat, y'all can get this hat for $25. That's the new merch that we got in. You can hit me up. I'm gonna put this up on the website. I don't know if it'll be available on the website by the time I drop this video, but I'm gonna put the hats up on the website so y'all can buy them directly from the site. But if not, you can hit me up. You can cash at me at Queen City Bullies. I'm gonna put the cash app right here. You just cash at me. Make sure you put your name and your mailing information. Make sure, guys, if you just cash at me and you don't talk to me other than that, make sure you put your first and last name and your complete mailing address so that I can get it to you and I ain't gotta track you down to ask you for the rest of the information, because some of y'all just been sending it without putting all of the details, and then I'll be having to gather all the rest of the information from y'all on the back end. So make it easier on me, guys, and make sure y'all put all of the information in the description. But yeah, like I said, man, y'all see my boy Believe, man, he most definitely was worth every penny, man, for sure. Even though that was a lot of money that I spent, a lot of my hard-earned money that I saved up and invested into Believe, but man, he was worth every penny. When I saw him, you know, I ain't gonna lie, when I first decided to make the deal, I was a little bit nervous. Like I said, I never spent that much money on a dog before, and then two, I was just overall nervous because, you know, I really don't buy males other than Rebel. I did buy Rebel some years back when I first you know, was kind of getting stuff going, but I told myself I wasn't really gonna get another male unless I produced it. As y'all see, I produced Bubby, you know, but I was like, man, I don't want to buy another male. I think I just want to produce one, you know, because a lot of people be saying, like, if you don't produce the dog, you know, then they just be having a lot to say about having a male when you ain't producing. Like, oh, you know, well, I produced this one. What did you do with your dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, but with me at this point in my career, you know, as y'all see, I'm working on my own bloodline and stuff like that. We 4 generations into the breeding program here at Queen City Bullies. My girl, Queen City Bullies Dynasty, she represents 4 generations of Queen City Bullies. So now I feel like after producing so many dogs, I feel like I can only go so far with what I currently got, the blood that I got, the dogs that I got on my yard right now. So I made the decision. I said, man, I need to go out and bring in some new blood, some different blood that's gonna bring in a different look, that's gonna add some of the things that I was lacking, you know. And after doing research, I came up to the conclusion that Rocco blood, man, that Rocco blood was what I needed. So I said, all right, and I looked at different studs from that Rocco blood. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get directly to Rocco And I say that because his stud fee is $15K. So just imagine, like, if the dog stud fee $15K, his puppies more than likely gonna be $15K, you know, on the low end and going up from there. So I ain't gonna cap. My pockets ain't that deep. Like I said, I saved up my money to be able to even and make the move that I made. Get and believe. I ain't gonna perp to y'all, you know. But man, I saw different dogs from that bloodlines. Y'all know, if you're not familiar with the Rocco blood, you can look him up. Grand Champion Rocco. He owned by a guy named Con Wynn. He's I want to say the name of his kennel is Folken Style Bullies. But anyway, man, this dog is known, world renowned. He's known all over the world as basically being one of the best American bullies that you will see, right? So, and the great thing about Rocco, man, is he producing. You know, he got plenty of sons, plenty of daughters, plenty of grandsons that you can go to as references to say, okay, you know, if I breed to this blood, this is likely the look that I'm gonna get, right? So, you know, just after doing a lot of research, I got all this other blood already. I got Louis V blood, I got Crunk Juice, you know, we got Meatball, all these different bloods that we already currently got. But I said, man, you know, what can I do to add some blood to the yard to be able to take things to that next level? And with the consistency that Rocco blood is producing, like I said, man, he done gone on to produce so many amazing sons, and then they went on to produce, you know, fire sons of their own. It's really crazy to see the amount of consistency that's come from behind this dog, man. So he really done made his stamp in the bully community. So I said, man, you know, why would I try to go against that? You know, this is one of the most solid bloods out there, and I'm trying to, you know, solidify my own blood. Why not go and bring in something that's proven, you know, and that's gonna stamp what I'm trying to do, or what I've been trying to do for the last 5 years, and just go ahead and add it into my own stuff. So that's exactly what I did. The dog that led me to believe was his dad, Champion Brim, Stilo Brim. If y'all don't know Champion Stilo Brim, man, he is an incredible dog, man. He, in my opinion, is like the #1 American bully right now, man. In my opinion, he putting it down. He producing at an incredible rate. Everything that he done been bred to so far has just turned out to be gold in my eyes. He owned by a guy named Ashton Edwards out in Indiana. His kennel name is 30 Bound Kennels. Man, he got some fire. He actually produced Stilo Brim. I remember when he got Stilo Brim's mom, she was fire. Well, she's still around. She fired too, though. But she actually one of the most amazing females that I seen. You know, like going back to when I first started following him, man. This girl, what's her name? I can't even think of her name right now. But hopefully I can plug in some pictures for y'all, and y'all be able to see what Stilo Brim's mom looked like. And then he bred her to Grand Champion Brim. I know y'all know Brim is the black Rocco son. He's probably Rocco's #1 son as far as what he did in the ring, and most definitely on the breeding side too, like as far as productions. Like, and if you ask me, I would probably say that that Brim is probably Grimm's best son. So knowing all of that, seeing what all they've been able to do, I said, man, I gotta get me some of that. So I looked around at different breeders who was doing breedings to Brim. Cause man, mind you, Brim, he on fire right now. You know, like I said, he producing his ass off. Everybody having pups off of this dog. You know, everywhere I turn, you got different breeders breeding a female to him. So what I was doing was, I know he off the chain. I know what he gonna bring to the table. I know what he gonna do, right? So the next step was for me to go and find the right female. So who got the female that they taken to this dog Brim, that I feel like put a nice combination together for the type of dog that I'm looking for. And man, I talked to quite a few people. You know, I talked to quite a few people, and then I researched tons of other people, like hundreds, I would say, other breeders that was doing breedings to him. And then I narrowed it down to about 5 different breedings, where I saw different breeders doing breedings to Brim with real nice females. And it was just something about the one that I ended up going with. Shout out to my boy Jarvis Wofford over there at King's Midwest Bully. Man, I stumbled across his page, I think actually from Ashton Edwards' page, the owner of Champion Stilo Brim. What happened was, he posted up like the confirmation, the breeding banner with the confirmation saying that his girl had took and she was gonna be having pups by Brim, right? And then I just caught whiff of the female. She was amazing, y'all. She was so amazing. I just love the look on her. And then as I started to look more into her, I noticed that she was Clico's daughter. Y'all know I fuck with that Clico blood. I did a breeding with Clico to my girl Majesty. She didn't take. We tried to get some Clico pups in the camp, but it didn't work out. But then, fast forward to now, like I said, she believes mom was a Clico daughter. So I said, damn, so he already got all of this fire going on through his dad, because his dad got it going on. You know what I'm saying? But then, I go to look over at the mom now. She a Clico daughter. And then to top it off, she's a Grand Champion Lucky Luciano granddaughter. So her mom is actually Lucky's daughter. So I'm like, man, this shit it's getting good. I'm like, it's getting good, right? I'm like, so we got all this stuff that Brim bringing to the table, and then now I'm looking into the female. I'm like, shit, she bringing just as much to the table as he is, So I'm like, okay, let me check this dude out, right? Let me check him out. I went to go check Jarvis Whopper page out just to kind of see what type of work he do, and I didn't see a lot going on this page, because one thing about it, I wanted to make sure, I was buying a dog from a reputable breeder, somebody that I can trust, all that good stuff. The stuff I always tell you guys before you go out and buy a dog, just make sure, you're buying a dog from the right person, and so I noticed that he didn't have a whole lot going on, but I still reached out to him. It was just like a vibe that I got from being on this page and stuff. I reached out to him and to see what was going on, and I found out he really was just new getting into the breeding. I want to say that might have been like his second breeding for real. But man, I was just so blown away by how quality of a breeding that he was doing and how professional he was when I talked to him the first time. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to give this dude a chance. I'm going to go ahead. I just had a really good feeling about it. Even though, like I said, he was new to breeding for real. It was something that clicked when we had the conversation. I'm like, you know what? This brother right here, this might be the guy that I'm going to, get my dog from. Now, peep this though. Peep this. Originally, I was looking for a female. Because like I said, man, I really wasn't looking for a male. I would rather produce a male. And basically, I'm saying that because that's what you hear a lot of other people say. Oh, if you didn't produce the male, you know, it ain't shit or whatever like that. But then people got males that they produced on their yard, you know, right now that ain't doing nothing. You know, they ain't getting no lock-ins. They're not doing no breedings. You know, they just consuming up a lot of food, and you know, got you spending a lot of money. But then you ain't even really doing nothing with the stud. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But so I said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and mess with this dude, man. I think I like what I'm seeing. You know, even though he new to the game, he got his stuff together. Like I said, he got him a quality female, a Clique Oat daughter, which is also a grand champion Lucky Luciano granddaughter. And if I ain't mistaken, I think that he owned the mother as well. I mean, he owned the grandmother as well, which is the Lucky daughter. I think he owned her too. So I'm like, shit, man, I'm all in, bro. Like, what you want for him? You know, I knew they weren't gonna be cheap, because come on, I mean, look at the quality of what's going on. So I definitely knew that they wasn't gonna be cheap. So, you know, we went over the numbers and everything, and I'm like, damn. You know, but, you know, forget it, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it. You know, I'm gonna believe in myself, you know, and just do it, man. I really think that it'll be a good investment, and I'll make a return on my investment eventually, right? So I'm like, come on, let's do it. Let me lock in. I locked in before the pups even dropped. You know, I was really all in, y'all. So I'm like, okay, I want a female. He was keeping first pick female, so I was gonna take second pick female. And then you know, I want to say right before, like a day or two before she had the pups, something just came over me, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should get a male. Just go ahead and get a male. I got all of these badass females over here. Maybe I should just get a male to take them to. You know, even though I got Bubby's still the superstar. You know, he's still gonna run the show. But I'm like, man, you know, I just got Brown Sugar. You know, I got Princess Jasmine. I got Majesty. I got Mercy. You know, and then I just produced Dynasty. I'm keeping her. So I'm like, man, you know, I kind of, you know, need a stud for him, unless I plan on, you know, going to get a stud for her, get a stud for her, get a stud for her, you know, and just paying all these stud fees anyway. You know, I might as well give me you know, a next level male that I can just take to everything. And I said, you know what, man, you know, let's do it, man. Just come on, let's do it. Put me down for a male, and man, that was it. You know, he dropped that fire litter. I want to say it was 5 males and 2 females, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, it was 5 males and 2 females. So, and some dope dogs came from that litter. Don't get me wrong, some super dope dogs came from that litter. I'm talking about, bro, when these dogs hit like that year-old, 2-year-old mark, this litter might go down, you know, as far as being like one of the best breedings, you know, to be done. Because when I went to go pick Believe Up, it was a super tough decision for me to pick which dog I was gonna get, for real. Like, man, all of them was right. It was I want to say it was 3 tries. It was 3 blue tries. It was 3 blue tries and 2 solid blue males. And man, when I say all 5 of them was A1, my man Jarvis ended up keeping one, and then one actually went out of the country too. One went to Canada, and I can't really remember where the other ones went. But man, when I tell y'all, when I picked him up from the time he was born. Let me take a step back. From the time he was born, and he sent me like the first pictures of all the pups, I said I knew it. I knew this was gonna be a good investment, because all 5 puppies looked promising from day one. I said, damn, man, we in there, we good money, okay. Because trust me, guys, like, I can hear my heart beating from the time I sent brother money, you know, for the deposit on, and you know, I locked myself into the whole deal and everything. I'm like, man, I ain't never did nothing like this. You know, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of risk into this, right? And still to this point, you know, he's still a pup. You know, who's to say that he'd go on and be the next big thing or whatever like that. Like, but man, when I tell you, from the day I seen him, and he sent me a picture of all 5 pups, but immediately, as soon as I saw the picture of him, it was just something that clicked from day one. I'm like, man, he the one. He really the one, you know. And then I didn't know which dog my man Jarvis was gonna pick, you know, because he had first pick. I didn't know which one he was gonna pick, but I just always had my eye on that one, right? And then he kept sending me pictures throughout the whole, you know, 8-week process and stuff, like once a week or whatnot. He had sent me pictures, and I'm like, man, I don't know. Every time he sent me pictures, I'm like, damn, they all look good. They all look, you know. But I always kept my eye on him, you know. And I'm like, man, they all look good. It's gonna be real tough. It's gonna be a tough decision. Like, and then other times he had sent me pictures, you know. I'm like, shit, I don't know. Some of these other ones might be the one, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, he just kept coming back in my mind, you know. And so when that 8-week mark hit, Jarvis made his pick. He ended up picking one of the solid blue males that was super thick. I'm talking about Buddy, super thick to this day, man. I think he go by the name Kilograms. But man, bro, he amazing. He amazing. I definitely wouldn't have went wrong if I would have got him either. But like I said, he had first pick. He picked him. And then when he picked him and Believe was still available, I'm like, you know what? These other dogs, they look amazing. They look phenomenal. But it's just something I feel like in the past, I've gone against my instinct, my initial instinct, and then later on I end up regretting it. So when I thought about that, and I said, man, my initial instinct was to go with him. And then he still was available as the second pick. So I'm like, man, let me just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know, I'm gonna lock him in. And man, when I went to pick him up, when I tell y'all this dude was so thick, y'all, he like was the thickest pup I ever seen. It just made me think like, damn, you know, like I've been producing some fire up to this point, at least in my eyes, you know. But I'm like looking at him like, shit, man, I ain't never, you know, came close to producing nothing like this. So I'm like, this dude gonna take me to the next level. And that, I mean, I knew that was the whole goal, the plan, from even you know, considering getting him anyway. So I'm definitely glad that I went through with the decision, man. And that's how he got his name too, because it was like, you know, as a breeder, we sit down and we brainstorm, we think, and you know, we come up with what's next. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna be, you know, the next thing that's gonna take us to the next level, right? And that was what I came up with, was to bring in more blood. As you see, I brought in Brown Sugar too. She's Rocco blood. She's a big red granddaughter, you know, and then she also is a grand champion Grim granddaughter as well. So when I breed, if I'm not mistaken, she's 2 times Brown Sugar is 2 times Grim. So when I breed her to Believe, it'll be heavy Rocco blood, right? But then at the same time, you know, when I breed Believe to dogs like Princess Jasmine, or if I breed him to my girl Dynasty, more specifically, like I said, she's my 4th generation production. So if I take Believe to her, that's more so like, you know, taking that Rocco blood and infusing it, you know, putting it into my own blood, you know, and that's really the plan to